Super exciting. Today we're going to check out our kitchen routine. Let's see, today I am making banana bread with some bananas that are pretty much on their way out. I am going to put all the bananas for banana bread in this bowl, and I'm going to put all the stuff for compost in this bowl. And while I do the bananas, let's have a chat about browns and greens. So if you read anything about composting, you'll probably hear people talking about browns and greens. And, it used to confuse me because I was like, where does that go? It's not brown and it's not green. So a really simple way to think about it is greens are your food scraps. Brown are things in the garden that look brown and paper. If you want a more detailed explanation, check the bottom of this YouTube video and I'll send you some helpful links. But yeah, that's how I think about it. So the other thing to remember about composting is you generally want to have stuff smaller. And that's because that way your composting process works faster. So I'll show you. This is a banana peel, typical banana. Before I put it in a compost bin, I will cut it to about 1 inch in size, as you can see. Now, this is generally the right way to do things, but if you're busy like me, it just depends on how much time you have. So, what do you think about that? Do you think that goes in? Yeah, that goes in too. If it's really awkward to break up like that, can't really get that much smaller, so I'm just going to plop that whole thing in. It'll be fine, don't worry. So, because greens are food scraps, it can mean things like that. Tomatoes, ginger, whatever. So when we think about browns, remember that it's not only the browns outside in the garden, it's also browns that you get at home. So things that you would otherwise put in your recycling bin. Bank letter. Look, do you see it's got some black printing? Totally fine. Again, I cut it up. And I'm hoping no one comes to my compost bin to try and pick up our bank statements. And things like this. I picked up some makeup today and, it came in this little box. It's mostly white. It doesn't have any bright colors. So I'll go ahead and I will cut that down. Other cool things that can go in your compost bin include eggshell cartons. For eggshell cartons, because they're really soft, I just tend to shred them like this. Remember, stickers? No stickers. Stickers are made of plastic, even though a lot of people think, they look like paper. But yeah, no stickers. Take them off and them into your compost bin. Generally, you want your ratios of browns and greens to be, by volume, 3 parts browns to 1 part green. The other thing to remember is it's generally nice to layer it like a lasagna. So if you put a layer of greens, put a layer of browns on top, layer of greens, layer of browns, not that hard. I'm going to grab another container so that you can see what exactly layering might look like in the compost bin. Some people get really worried. They think, what if I get it wrong? Am I going to mess everything up? Is it going to dissolve in this huge sludgy mess that problems are going to come in and then they're going to come in my house and eat me alive? No. It just means that it will go faster or it will go slower. And if it goes too much one way or the other, you can always fix it. So it's very, very forgivable and the signs are very, very obvious. If it has too many greens, what happens is it gets kind of slimy and a little bit smelly and you just need to put more browns. If there are too many browns, nothing much happens. So you'll go in and poke it and it looks exactly the same. Then you might think, I need more greens. So look, these are my greens and I'm going to put in, if I was composting and I was putting in this bin, what I would do is I would chuck the greens in and I would chuck in a layer of browns on top. And because browns need to be 3 times as much, that's about what that looks like here, right? We've got a bit and we've got lots of stuff on top. And the reason why I generally say 3 to 2 in terms of volume is that usually your browns are pretty light and airy, and they are less dense than your food, which is super dense. So I'm just going to add a bit more browns. Another thing good to know is that you know your compost process is happening when your compost feels nice and warm, kind of like your toaster when it's toasting. You should be able to stick your hand in and just feel it, and then you know your compost is cooking and it's happening and you are all good. So hope this helps. See, I'll just take it like that and I'll put it in their bin. And one last tip is try when you're layering always to finish with a layer of browns, because it really helps keep the pests away. Because imagine a really thick layer of bananas on top. It'll be like a siren call to all the fruit flies in the neighborhood to come to your compost bin. So finish with a layer on top, and we have a tumbling composter. Spin it and you're good to go. Have fun composting. You can do